This is going to be our first video for the Chapter 2 material in the Apex Pre-Calculus book. Chapter 2 is on basic skills for calculus, and 2.1 is over linear functions. This is going to be a review of a lot of stuff that we talked about in MTE 5 in the developmental math topics videos. So you might want to look there. The main things that we're going to talk about today are equations of lines. The slope of a line is equal to change in y over change in x. We can express that as delta y over delta x. We're going to use the slope and a point in the line to express the equation of a line. Y equals mx plus b, where that point that we're talking about is the y-intercept 0b. M is the slope from up here, x, y is a generic point on the line. Or if we don't have the y-intercept, then we're going to use a different form of this equation where the x2 and y2 are unknown, and so we just replace them with x and y. We multiply and then solve for y. Y minus y1 is going to be m times x minus x1. This is called the point slope form. So a difference between the point slope form here is and the slope intercept form is that the point here is generic, does not have to have an x value of 0. Here, the slope intercept form, you have to have the point where x is 0. If you solve the point slope form for y, you will get it in slope intercept form. Notice how slope intercept is already solved for y. We're going to also probably talk about parallel and perpendicular lines. So parallel lines have the same slope. Perpendicular lines have slopes that multiply to give you -1. They're called negative reciprocals. And I don't think that we're going to talk about normal lines or tangent lines, but if we do, I'll talk about that when we get there. Those are the calculus concepts that have to do with why we're interested with perpendicular lines. So explain the difference between point slope form and slope intercept form. We just did that. To uniquely determine a line, what information do you need? You either need 2 points to determine the line, or you need any point on the line and the slope of the line. So we either need 2 points on the line, because with those 2 points we can determine the slope, and we can use either point for our point slope form, or the slope and any point on the line. We may also be able to get the slope by a line that is parallel or perpendicular to the line we're trying to find, and a point on the line. If we're talking about perpendicular lines, we're probably going to talk about the point at which they're perpendicular to each other, where they cross each other. That's usually the point that's given, but it doesn't have to be that point. It can be any point. What is the slope of a horizontal line? Remember Foy-Vaux from our MT5 horizontal lines. Lines have a slope of 0, and our y equals a constant b. Vertical lines are, the slope is undefined. Their x equals a constant that we're going to call a. Because our ordered pairs we're thinking of as a, b, that when we have the x coordinate and the y coordinate doesn't matter, it's x equals a. When we have the y coordinate and the x coordinate doesn't matter, it's y equals b. The line goes through the point 0,6, that's a y-intercept. Is this the y-intercept of the line or the x-intercept of the line? It's the y-intercept because it's when x is equal to 0. Remember, 0b is a y-intercept. A0 is an x-intercept. So they didn't give us enough information to draw the line, so we're not going to worry about that. Line 1 has a slope of 2 and is parallel. If line 2 is parallel to line 1, means that its slope is also 2. That was the question. If they're parallel lines, they have the same slope. Line 1 for number 6 has a slope of -4. Line 2 is perpendicular, so its slope has to be the opposite sign and the reciprocal. Now we're going to write some equations of some lines, given some information. Write the equation in point slope form for the line that passes through 1, 2, and is parallel to the line 2x plus y is equal to 5. So y is equal to -2x plus 5. My slope here is -2. I'm parallel to that. So my line is going to also have a slope of -2. And I'm given the point on the line 1, 2. So that's my x1, y1 point. Y minus y1 is equal to m times x minus x1. They said to write it in point slope form, so I'm really done. This is my answer, but I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to write it out the rest of the way, solve it for slope intercept form. There's no reason not to in this case. My answer is up here, but most teachers are going to want you to solve for y when you write the equation of the line. Write the equation of the line in slope intercept form, passing through the points 1, 2, and -1, 4. So we're going to first find their slope, 4 minus 2 over -1 minus 1. Going to be 2 over -2 is -1 for my slope. Pick a point, I don't care. I'm going to pick the one with the smaller numbers, 1, 2. Y minus 2 equals m times x minus 1. Y minus 2 equals -x plus 1. Remember, you're distributing. Add 2, add 2. Y is equal to -x plus 3. There's my answer in slope intercept form. Write the equation in point slope form of the line that passes through the point 0, 4 and is perpendicular to the line x minus 2y is equal to 6. -2y is equal to -x plus 6. y is equal to 1/2 x minus 3. So my perpendicular slope here is going to be 1/2. My slope that I want is going to be the negative reciprocal of this. That's going to be -2. So I want a slope of -2, and I want it to go through 0, 4. I want the point slope form of the line, y minus y1 is equal to m times x minus x1. So I guess that's what they want, something like that. We're one step away from slope-intercept form, so I might as well go ahead and just write it for you. And now we're going to go up to problem number 10. Scroll a little bit over here. And write the equation of the line in slope-intercept form that passes through the points -1, 0 and 3, 6. So my slope is going to be 6 minus 0 over 3 minus a -1 is 3 plus 1. That's 6 over 4 is 3/2. And then I'm going to use -1, 0 as my point. Y minus y1 is equal to m times x minus x1. Y is equal to 3/2 x plus 3/2. I'm already solved for y, so I'm in slope-intercept form. Write the equation of the line in slope-intercept form passing through the points -2, 1 and 2, 7. So 7 minus 1 over 2 minus a -2 is going to be 2 plus 2. Going to give me 4. This is 6. This is 3/2. And pick one of the points. I don't care which. So I'm going to pick the first point, -2, 1. Y minus y1 equals m times x minus x1. Minus 1 equals 3/2 x plus 3. Like that. Consider the function f of x is equal to 2x minus 8. What is the value of the function when x is equal to 1/10? 2 times 1/10 minus 8. So that means that there's an ordered pair like that. What is the equation in slope-intercept form of the line that passes through -2, 2, perpendicular to the line x plus 3y is equal to 8. 3y is equal to -x plus 8. Y is equal to -1/3 x plus 8/3. So my slope that I'm interested in is the negative reciprocal. That's going to be 3 and passes through this point. So we've got y minus y1 equals m times x minus x1. Y minus 2 equals 3x plus 6. Add 2 to both sides. Y is equal to 3x plus 8. Write the equation in point slope form of the line that passes through the points 3, 6, and 7, 4. So my slope is going to be 4 minus 6 over 7 minus 3. -2 over 4 is a -1/2. I'm going to pick 3, 6. my point that I'm going to use, y minus 6 equals negative 1/2 x minus 3. I'm done. That's in point slope form. I could have also written it as y minus 4 equals negative 1/2 x minus 7. These are both appropriate answers for point slope form. Doesn't matter which one. Write the equation of the line passing through the points negative 4, 4, and 0, negative 4 in slope-intercept form. So y, let's see, my slope is going to be negative 4 minus 4 over 0 plus 4. So negative 8 over 4 is a negative 2. And my y-intercept is given to me. So y is equal to mx plus b. There it is. Write the equation of the line parallel to y equals 6x plus 4. So this slope is 6. So I also want a slope of 6. Has a y-intercept of 2. Y equals 6x plus 2. Number 17 asks me to consider the function g of x is equal to negative 4x plus 5. What is the slope of the function when x is equal to 4? Well, the slope is constant. Doesn't matter what x is. My slope is always negative 4. It's mx plus b. That's what makes it a linear function. It has constant slope. So the x equals 4 was unnecessary there. Determine the x-intercept of the line. Y is equal to 4x minus 8. The x-intercept comes from when y is equal to 0. I'm going to call that x value a. So my x-intercept is at 2, 0. Determine the y-intercept of y equals 4x minus 8. I can read that right off of there, that the y-intercept is 0, negative 8. 20, which has a steeper slope. The line y equals 5x plus 10. The line passing through the points. Let's find the slope here. 11 minus 0 over 0 minus negative 5 is 11/5, which is 2 1/5. Two and a fifth, 2.1, let's call it 2.2. 2.2. 20 is going to be, that first line has a slope of 5. 5 is further away from 0 than 2.2 is, so this is steeper. Because this is steeper. Okay, that's it for this video. Next time, we're going to come back and talk about solving inequalities. See you for the next video.